Today we will be creating an S3 trigger to create the thumbnail images via Lambda function, and we will be using Terraform. So this is the architectural diagram. So we will create two buckets. One is a source bucket and the other is a destination bucket. And as we and as we put our image in the source bucket, it will trigger the Lambda function, and the Lambda function will then spit out the thumbnail image into the destination bucket. So let's start, and let's start with the Terraform code. So this is the Terraform code, the main.tf file. We have given the providers here, and you can see we are using the AWS region US East 1 and the variables file. Going forward, we are giving an IAM policy for the S3 bucket, and there we will allow get object on the source bucket, and we will also allow a put object on the destination bucket. So these are the two buckets and the Lambda S3 policy. First we make the policy, now we will make the role. So we will give this role or to the principal Lambda function, sts assume role. Now we will be assigning those IAM policies to the IAM role. We are assigning the policy here, Lambda policy, Lambda S3 role, and the policy ARN is a policy S3 policy. Also, we will be assigning an execution role to the Lambda function. Going forward, as you can see, we'll go to the Lambda function in a while. We will compress this Lambda function, the Lambda function handler code into a zip file, and that zip file will be uploaded to the Lambda function. So this is now we're creating a Lambda function. We have given the function name, the file name. We will be uploading the Lambda function zip file, runtime, handler code, the memory size, timeout is 5 minutes. Also, we have assigned the role that we created earlier. We assigned this role to it, the ARN. Now we will be creating the S3 bucket, the source bucket, and also the destination bucket. Further, Lambda function permission to have S3 is a trigger for Lambda function. So we are giving a permission to the S3 bucket to have a trigger to trigger the Lambda function. So this is the permission here. Lastly, we will be creating a CloudWatch log group for the Lambda function with a retention of 30 days. Now we'll go to variables. There is just one variable, AWS region, which is being defaulted to US East 1 in the output section. So this is the IAM ARN function name and the CloudWatch ARN. Now we'll go to the Lambda handler, the Lambda function. So the code is pretty simple. We are giving it the source bucket, the source image key, and the thumbnail destination bucket. Going forward, it will load and open the image from S3 and create a thumbnail. After creating a thumbnail, it will store in a buffer, and that will be sent to our destination bucket as a bucket, and for thumbnail, the thumbnail key image that we defined here. So that's it. Now let us go towards our terminal. Let me bring my terminal here. Okay, so Terraform plan, this will give us all the resources that we are trying to build on AWS. As you can see, it is creating 10 resources in total. Let us go and do a Terraform apply dash auto approve. As you can see, it has created the resources. 10 resources were added. This is the output that we have received. Now let us go to AWS management console. Let us refresh, and the source bucket and the destination bucket is created. Let us go to the functions, Lambda function, refresh. Yes, the Lambda function is created. Let us open the Lambda function, and we can see that the trigger has been attached to it, the trigger of S3. And for the Lambda function, this is our code that we wrote. Okay, so let us try it out. I will be uploading an image to the source bucket. Just a simple. Okay, now I will upload this file, and if it works, it will give us a thumbnail in the destination bucket. Let us see. Bucket, destination bucket. Yes, now as we refreshed it, and it has given us a thumbnail PNG. Let's open it up. As you can see, we have downloaded the thumbnail. Let's open it, and this is the thumbnail. One last thing is that we should destroy and clean up our resources in AWS. It can easily be done by Terraform apply destroy auto approve.